Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you for joining me. I'm here with the Aries June horoscope. It's a much quieter month this month. Okay, we do have the tail end of Mercury retrograde, which started in Gemini, being retrograde, and now in June it's in Taurus retrograde. I'm actually doing this video on the lunar eclipse in Scorpio on the 16th of May, and oh my gosh, is it playing havoc with my technology, and over the last few days in fact it has been. So we can expect that the same will continue with Mercury retrograde, and we are in Mercury retrograde now on the 16th of May, but we expect that the same will continue until about the 4th of June, and then there's a few days, maybe 5 or 7 days, of what's called shadow period, when the energy isn't quite right, but still it's coming off, basically, the effects of Mercury retrograde. Okay, those effects, besides technology playing up, I'm having all sorts of internet issues at the moment. Besides that, it can be miscommunications. I feel in myself like a great sense of frustration at the moment, I can tell you. And in Australia we're having an election on Saturday, and our Prime Minister is a Taurian, so it's not the best time to have an election especially for a Taurian Prime Minister, because he's going to be greatly affected, and he's probably feeling it right now, I would say, as well. Now, as well as miscommunications, it's not a good time to travel now, because sometimes things are delayed and then there's like this knock-on effect that goes on, especially if you've got multiple legs in your travel. So just watch that. It is a great time to complete anything that you started before, say around the 4th of May. If you started something in April, that could work out quite well, completing it. Saturn is also retrograde in Aquarius in your 11th house, so there could be some sort of issues to do with reviewing your boundaries with friends, groups or connections. It might be that you want to get a firmer boundary, and you might feel that some connections are sort of pushing you down a certain track and you're going to get firmer about it. So that's actually a good thing there, perhaps. It's a time when you need to, it might feel like a restriction sometimes, but it's actually something that brings stability into your life, it brings structure into your life and safety into your life. So I don't see it as a bad thing at all. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces from the 27th of June right through to October. Until 3rd of December it is, not October, 3rd of December. It brings a very spiritual vibe in the way that you look at the world, and there could be some confused or fuzzy thinking with that as well, because it's in your 12th house of the subconscious. So Neptune there, makes analytical thinking more difficult, but it is great for getting in touch with your dreams and for what's going on within. You can pick up little psychic flashes more easily, and even though it's retrograde, things might go quieter a bit, but it might be less confusing than it otherwise would be, because when the planets go retrograde, things can slow down a little bit and take longer. So it's not a great time to be in a hurry. So just take a deep breath and be patient and you'll be fine. Alrighty, if you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board. I'll talk about the cards and what they mean. We're going to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month of June for you, awesome Aries. Okay, let's see what comes up. Okay, for Aries in June, there's doors opening. It's a white door I see opening up, so this is a connection to spirit. I'm going to go with that one underneath. We have the Temperance card. This is fabulous. It hardly ever comes up, which is really strange because I'm a Libran, you see, with a Scorpio ascendant, and Libra's all about finding balance, but I hardly ever get this card. Maybe I suspect I'm not the only one out of balance. Maybe the whole world is out of balance at the moment. That's what this card is about, finding balance. Okay, so it's a very useful card and a very important card because it's about being thoughtful about what you're doing. It gives patience, clarity, and sort of comprehension of a situation. You understand heaven and earth and how to bring things from heaven down to earth and make them physical. Okay, so it's not just about thinking about things or wishing for things, it's actually making things physical and bringing them down to earth. So that's great. Let's look at the second card for June for you awesome Aries. There's one back there. Okay, no, okay, that one. Alrighty, closing my eyes for Aries, trees. Okay, so I'm in a forest walking along and the path is sort of undulating, like going back and forth, and so it's hard to tell where you're going or what the direction in your life is, the overall direction, because the path keeps changing direction. The important thing to note, though, is that you are moving forward and there's some sunny patches along the way. Look, this is I think it's quite a comfortable and a nice walk, a forest walk. You might not always see the wood for the trees. You might get confused or not sure of the direction. But to me, it's a lovely sort of walk. And so what I say is enjoy the journey. Okay, so the card that comes up is the Hermit. So this is, I think, the second time it's come up today in the readings I've been doing today. And this is saying that you basically need time out to really go and contemplate what's going on in your life. So you're going to have the balance to do it. So June is a great month not to push yourself too hard. You are the light to the world and you can shine your light. You need to have, some relaxation time, but time by yourself so you can rejuvenate and show the world your light. This wolf here sitting, you'll notice there's a sort of a bit of a mountain here, and the wolf is about teaching, but sometimes you go through a period of learning before you do that. You could help other people in some way, teach them something, but you have to learn it yourself first. On the mountain, that means it's a bit of a challenge, but I think it's quite beneficial actually. And if everything was flat all the time without, being challenged by mountains, life would be quite boring. It's a very significant month for you, awesome Aries, because you've got two major arcana here. And I just get the sense of this could be a month where you really lay down some patterns, some fundamental building blocks to your life to really tweak the direction of your life. Okay, we're going to look at your astrology now. Just make it a bit bigger. Sorry, I shouldn't have eaten peanuts before I started. They always, get caught in your throat or whatever. Okay, so that's the Temperance card. I'm going to leave these here because they're important. And this is your chart for the month. First thing I notice is that everything's on the eastern side of the chart. So this is more about you and focusing on your needs, your desires, and you might be feeling less reliant on other people this month, so you can make the decisions. I've already talked about Mercury retrograde from the 10th of May until the 4th of June. And I will talk about the full super moon in Sagittarius in your 8th house. Sorry, I've put 8th there. It should be 9th house. Have I got a texter? 9th. Sometimes I'll work on a couple at the one time. You can't even see 9th. I work on a couple and then I get all confused. New moon in Cancer in your 4th house here. That's important. I'll talk about that. And Mars, your ruler, giving you a lot of energy to surge ahead, But do remember this card, surge ahead within yourself. You need time out sometimes. So you've got to find the balance between, you're probably going to have moments of high activity and juxtaposed to that, there'll be moments of inner reflection and downtime. So, you know, a bit of an erratic pattern, but that's okay. Now, from the 30th of May to the 26th of July, Neptune is sextiling Mercury. And so a few more days from the 30th of May to the 4th of June when it's retrograde, and then it's really going to come on much stronger. And it could be that you're feeling more sympathetic and understanding, especially with Neptune here in your 12th house. Maybe you're feeling more charitable. You give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes. You're more understanding and tolerant of other people's weaknesses, perhaps. And it's a great time to talk to people that you don't normally feel comfortable with. You might be able to, you know, heal some old wound, or, you know, there's some sort of spiritual connection or spiritual thing happening. You can break down barriers with other people, and you can also speak and write with greater sensitivity and feeling now. Your imagination and creativity are more vivid than usual, and it's an excellent time for creative writing. It's also a great time for counselling or consultation with other people, and any sort of artistic work is or music is likely to really flourish at the moment. Spiritual, psychic and religious topics are probably on your mind now, and you just get more clarity about the unseen world. So that's a really beneficial influence for your spiritual journey. And while you're, you know, in some sort of retreat, you'll find you'll get lots of insights. The 8th of June to the 12th of June, Mercury trines Pluto, bringing sort of penetrating, probing in conversation, okay? There could be some secrets, you might hear them or you might be talking about them. Some very private matters come up. And you'll find that superficialities really don't sort of satisfy you. You're sort of more drawn to the mysterious things that happen, maybe a complex problem there that you want to solve. You could also look for something that's been lost or hidden, but you will learn more about your own inner depths as well. 14th of the month sees a full supermoon in Sagittarius in your 9th house up here. Oh, okay, I said 9th. Where did I get? I was getting 8th and 9th mixed up for some reason. Okay, so I've got 9th here. Sagittarius, yes, it is in the 9th. It's not in the 8th, it's in the 9th for sure. Yep, okay. So this brings the need to broaden your horizons, maybe go travelling, especially there could be some sort of connection with somebody overseas. Foreign connections are quite much stronger at the moment, so if you can, and the other thing is you might go for a mini getaway, even if it's just for a weekend. Your spiritual life is enhanced because it's the 9th house, the full moon in the 9th house. It's also about privacy, which is this card here, and also you might be considering, especially because there's so much activity down here in your 3rd house, you might be considering study, whether that be formal or informal, which again goes with this card here. This card is super important for you, and then getting the balance between your own downtime and these bursts of frenetic activity here. Okay, so 5th of June to the 20th of June, Jupiter is conjunct Mars, giving you a lot of physical energy and vitality. You feel more enthusiastic than usual. You've got a very positive attitude and you want to go out into the world and do stuff. You get an extra burst of energy, and you're probably working quite hard, so do be careful that you don't overdo it, okay, and get that balance right between these two. Okay, we've got Mercury in your 3rd house, going into the 3rd house from the 11th of June to the 4th of July, and it's direct. Okay, so this is really beneficial for study. You've probably got a lot of mental restlessness. You're having a lot of ideas. You're intellectually quite curious. And you might flip from one thing to the other and spend a lot of time chatting and socialising, especially to neighbours or people who live in your local area. It's a great time for frequent outings, but more short distance outings, okay? And it's a great time for business trips in the local area. 19th of June to the 22nd of July, the sun moves into your 4th house here, so the sun in Cancer, and it affects your home and family, so your domestic affairs, your family relationships and your personal life are the focus of your attention. Now, your home is very important to you at this time, especially like more so than usual, and it's important that you keep it clean. I want to say the word organised, so you could have like a big throw out of stuff that you no longer need, or give it away to people, and just a general tidy up, I feel, psychically. So it's a great time to give your home and family extra attention now. Now, the 21st to the 17th of July, Venus is in your 3rd house here, and this is really good for your relationships with your neighbours and your friends, and it's a period of peace and harmony and a lot of politeness going on, and also cultural events, okay, and short trips go very well, and they're quite smooth at the moment. 23rd of June to the 26th of June, Sun squares Jupiter. This brings a lot of optimism. Just watch you don't overspend with money. You could be extravagant in some way. You're feeling less cautious than usual. Maybe you feel that nothing can go wrong. So don't fall into that trap. Just watch you don't overindulge, whether that be in food or money, or go to excess in any matter. But yeah, success is quite likely with this. And on the 28th of June, the new moon is in Cancer in your 4th house here. And this brings again the desire for comfort and security, privacy. You want to stay home, spend quality time with your family, and it's a time to go within and replenish yourself. Your home and family matters are emphasised now. All right, so that's it. Sort of in a nutshell, basically, you need to maybe balance the energies between going within and having your own time, and then going out into the world and doing your thing out there. And so coming back and forward between the realms, if you like. Okay, so Aries, I hope you've enjoyed this. Leave a like and a comment, that would be fabulous, or share on your socials. I just want to wish you all a very wonderful month. And if you are new, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, thanks again, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.